Hey guys, this is V from TechCentury, and today Apple has finally announced their update to the iMac lineup. So first off, we now see quad-core processors from the Sandy Bridge generation from Intel all across the iMacs. So no dual-core processors anymore, and this promises a lot better performance than before. So Apple says around 70% increase in the speed, and this is really nice to have. Second up, we now have FaceTime HD cameras in all of the iMacs. So this was also introduced to the MacBook Pro lineup some weeks ago, and so now you'll be able to shoot 720p HD video with your FaceTime camera in your iMac. Then third, we now have Thunderbolt ports in the iMacs. In 21.5 inch iMac we have one of those ports. In the 27 inch we actually have two, so this is really nice. And this allows you to get an input and output speed of 10 gigabytes per second. So we probably see some hard drives and so on shipping later on this year that will take use of this technology, and which is just twice as fast as USB 3.0 and way faster than USB 2.0. So for example, backing up your hard drive won't take as long as it used to. So then we just start with the 21.5 inch entry level iMac. And this still features the same screen with the full HD resolution of 1920 by 1080. Now it has a Core i5 quad-core processor at 2.5 GHz, also 4 GB of DDR3 memory, and an AMD Radeon HD 6750M with 512 megabytes of video RAM. So we see this all across the iMacs now. We now have mobile graphics. And I'm not quite sure about this yet, but Apple also promised an increase over the performance of the last generation, so it shouldn't be worse than before. Then, and this iMac costs around $1,200 US, plus tax of course. Then you also have the option to get a higher end 21.5 inch, and this will feature a 2.7 GHz Intel Core i5 quad-core processor. Also same resolution and 4 GB of DDR3 RAM, a 1 TB hard drive instead of 500 GB on the entry level one, and the AMD Radeon HD 6770 with 512 megabytes of video RAM, and this promises a better graphical performance than the entry level also. And this retails for $1,500 plus sales tax. So now we get to the 27 inch iMacs, and there we have these 2.7 GHz Intel Core i5 quad-core processor standard, and you have the same resolution as before at 2560 x 1440, which is a really nice resolution for such a display, and I enjoy it a lot. Then we also have 4 GB of DDR3 RAM, 1 TB of hard drive, and the AMD Radeon HD 6770 with the 512 megabytes of RAM that we also see on the high-end 21.5 inch iMac. Sorry for that. This sets you back $1,700 plus sales tax. So then we have the 27 inch higher configuration of the iMac, which features a 3.1 GHz Intel Core i5 quad-core processor, same resolution and 4 GB of RAM, 1 TB of hard drive, and then the AMD Radeon HD 6970 with 1 GB of video RAM. So this is actually one of the high-end graphic cards for laptops, and this should perform really nice. And that's pretty much it. So I have to say I'm really happy with the update, especially that we now have quad-core processors. It's really nice. Should be a nice boost in performance. And also the FaceTime HD camera is always welcome. Thunderbolt I do not really care too much about yet, especially since there's not too much hardware available anyways. But it should maybe be a nice feature in the future. And besides that, I don't know, I'm kind of looking for a new machine because I'm using a 27 inch iMac with a Core 2 Duo at 3.06 GHz at the moment. And since I'm doing a lot of video editing, especially for YouTube nowadays, a new iMac with a great processor would be awesome, but I just can't afford to spend another $1,700 on a new machine. So I don't know, maybe I'll be able to sell some stuff in order to afford it, but it would be really nice, and I kind of want one, so I don't know yet. So what do you guys think? Do you think it's a good update for the iMacs? Maybe were you expecting a redesign or anything? Just leave your opinion in the comment section down below. If you want to, always feel free to subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Thanks.